And this is one of the big challenges with lower back injuries. If we look at the model here, you can see there's a finite space, right, where the nerves come out. And if we've got a bit of disc occupying that space because it's bulged or herniated, and that's driving an inflammatory process, perfectly normal, right? It happens in our knee, it happens in our ankle, our wrist, they swell up a little bit. And it's not a big issue. Yeah, it makes it a bit stiff, but it's not a problem. Why? Because there's lots of stretchy tissue around here. In the lower back, however, there is a confined space. It is not stretchy, it is bony. And this is why so many of you guys get told or instructed or look online and see people doing all sorts of bending and twisting exercises. Oh, do these knee rocks first thing in the morning, hug your knees first thing in the morning, all of those kind of things to manage this space, to increase the size of this space, because when we bend forwards, we increase the size of the space by moving the two bony sides apart from one another. Very, very reasonable, right? The problem is that that comes at a cost, right? By you doing this, you're driving more pressure through the front part of the disc, you're straining all the tissues on the back, and I liken this, especially first thing in the morning, to the person that, you've gone to sleep, you've got a graze on your elbow, right? And you're like, oh, it was bleeding yesterday, but it seems to have patched up. And then you go to put your shirt on, and boom, you bend your elbow, you rip the scab off, and it starts bleeding again. So there's high amplitude, high range of motion movements that take place, hugging the knees, rocking, etc., first thing in the morning, are often too much. So where does walking come into this? Walking is a mechanism by which you can, in a relatively upright position, hopefully, ideally, you can get a little bit of movement. There are small undulations, pressure changes that are taking place in your spine when you're moving around. And so walking forms very firmly, or falls very firmly, within the category of relief-based work, meaning it is relieving the stress and strain of daily life on that lower back, or more specifically, it's relieving the stress and strain that comes from accumulation of inflammation in this area. And so that walking helps manage the buildup of inflammation down there. It works very nicely if we combine it with something like contrast bathing, icing of that specific area.